What is going on, guys? It is MrAeroHD here, and we are bringing you my first win ever in iRacing. And this is, of course, a post commentary because I didn't have time to record this while I was playing. I didn't know how to record this while I was playing. I'm still working on it, guys. Bear with me. I'm trying to tool around with shadow play. So this was in week 13 a couple weeks ago. And of course, big wreck right here. I just kind of tried to stay focused. I did get tagged, but it was an 0x. And a lot of people struggle and complain about week 13. Honestly, week 13 oval racing was probably some of the most fun I've ever had with iRacing. A lot of people just lack patience and assume that everyone in front of them, you know, like they should be as good as them, which are two mistakes that I think that are really important to not make, especially within week 13. And week 13, basically, if you guys don't play iRacing, don't understand what it means. Basically, all the series, the only series you can run that are official are Street Stock. And this season was the Spec Racer 4 instead of the Legends Road. So there's only one official series for road racing and one official series for oval racing. So if you want to do any oval racing, you'll have to do it in Street Stock. So basically, everyone who plays iRacing is all going to be in the same bracket. So for almost every race, there's like 150 to 200 entries per race, per every half hour. So basically, it is sorted by iRating, but for the most part, you have to assume that everyone around you is a complete another moron. Because you don't have time to learn their driving, and you don't have time to judge how good or bad they are. So you just kind of have to assume everyone around you is an idiot. I did not qualify for this race. I started way in the back, around 12th or 13th. And I knew getting to the front was going to be a challenge. All I wanted to do was just have an incident-free race. But as you see here, like every time there's a sign of trouble, I get out of the gas, I get out of the throttle, and just kind of, you know, let whatever is going to happen in front of me happen, especially since this is South Boston, and there's not a lot of room on South Boston to try to avoid crashes, and you can't go in the grass to avoid anything because there is no grass. It's a wall and a wall. If the track's blocked, then you're got nowhere to go. So I moved quite a bit up the field here because people wrecking in front of me. I'm not sure how many people in front of me here are lapped and how many aren't, but there is another wreck on the outside. You know, again, all you have to do is just kind of use your spotter and keep a level head, then you'll pick up a lot of spots. I think I picked up 3 or 4 spots there. You know, so I'm driving from 12th. I think I'm got to be in the top 5 or top 3 right now. And I haven't really passed anybody yet. I knew I had a fast car because in warm-up I had one of the fast. I was in the top 3 for speed. And I was faster in those warm-up laps with full race fuel than anyone was in qualifying. So I knew I had a huge advantage here. But, you know, again, I wasn't here to win. My whole goal was not to win. With the way that iRacing works, you need to have your safety rating above a certain level at the end of every season. If you don't, you don't get upgraded. So I'm in C class now. I was in C class when this race was happening. I want to be up in B class. So I had to run a lot of oval races, and especially since it's, you know, Street Stock, and it's week idiot. I had to, you know, just focus on running clean races, and if I finished 15th, then I finished 15th. But, you know, I had a lot of speed in this race, thankfully. To a setup I found on the forums, I would give credit, but I do not remember the man's name. So right now I'm just, you know, I passed that one guy back there, I think for second. So my goal here is just, you know, I see first in front of me, and I know I'm catching him. I still have a lot of race to go here. We're we're about a quarter of the way through the race at this point. So I'm just trying to stay relaxed and, you know, focus on the car in front of me, whether it be a lap car or not. To me, that's a good way of focusing. You know, a lot of people suggest, like, you know, you don't want to focus on the car in front of you. But for me, I always like focusing on the car in front of me. It tends to make me faster. Even if the car in front of me is a lap car, like, see that guy backed off, let me go. And I never really, especially because you're going through a lot of lap traffic, because there was a lot of big incidents in the first opening quarter, or whatever you want to call it, of the race. There's a lot of big incidents, but, you know, so a lot of cars in front of me are lap traffic. So my whole goal here ultimately was just to get through everything smoothly. So you don't really want to dive on somebody going into turn 1 or turn 3, and you don't want to pull up on somebody's outside or wherever they can make a mistake. So you just want to pass people as you know, like they're either letting you by, or you come out of the corner really fast and you're completely alongside them going into the turn. I had a lot of drive off the turn. Like right here, I wasn't sure what was going to happen because that 19 had an issue. But yeah, I had a lot of drive coming out of the turn, so I was fortunate to be able to get alongside people. I would take peeks, and if they wouldn't let me go, I just kind of stay there at 15, let me by, and then I don't know what happened here. Either I came up or he came down or whatever. you know, again, we both got a 0x out of it, and he didn't hit the wall, even though I have mirrors turned off. I can't really prove that, but for the most part, it was no harm, no foul. I apologize over the radio. I think he claimed fault for it, but I don't remember off the top of my head. And that was the leader, ladies and gentlemen, that got taken out by a lap car. So again, I love iRacing because anything can happen. You know, you should never give up. I see people like that will spin on the first lap and then just quit, and then you never know. You know, when if a group of people are going to wreck, or especially in oval racing, anything can happen. You know, even though they're only 15-20 minute races, never give up. You know, keep pushing. You never know. But at this point, I am in the lead. I realize this, and I'm trying to kind of forget the fact that I'm in the lead and just focus on the car ahead of me. These guys are all lap traffic, and I knew I'm coming up on some people that were racing me pretty dirty in warm-up. So my whole goal here is just to make sure they drive safe, and I drive safe, and I don't give anybody an excuse to run me off. Because a lot of people, you know, that are in rookie class or whatever don't really care or know about safety ratings. So if you do them wrong, they'll just put you to the fence. Again, at this point, my whole goal was still just to get safety rating. But hey, if I'm going to take a win from that, especially starting way back in the grid, I think there was only about 20 entries for this. So I'm starting halfway through the field here. You know, 13 nice enough to let me by there. And again, a lot of people in street stock will not let you by because they think that's what's right. But at this point, I had a lead, even though the driver behind me was closing in slowly. But again, my whole goal is just to stay smooth, stay focused, and keep hitting my marks and just passing people whenever I could. 18 again, nice enough to let me in up his inside. I only pulled in knowing I had a good run coming off the corner. You know, a lot of people will try to pass lap traffic, thinking the lap traffic. This guy right here, again, was giving me troubles in warm-up, so I was just trying to be super patient and not dive in on him and see if I can get by him even before the turn. But you know, a lot of people, again, I see it a lot. A lot of people will complain that people chopped their nose off or came down on them, but they only have maybe a bumper on the car going into the turn, and that's not a respectful way to pass lap traffic. Again, you are the leader or you are on the lead lap, but these guys are still trying to pick up as many positions as they can, whether it be because they spun or they were involved in a wreck. So that's kind of just disrespectful to run them like that. And again, you'll see up here, I think more towards the end of the race, I do encounter two people trying to race for position. I know I'm in the lead, and then the guy behind me is 3-4 seconds behind, so I just stayed back. It's, you know, it's not up to me to force my nose in and push people out of the way from having their own race just because I want to get ahead of traffic a bit more. And that's something that people in iRacing kind of forget and don't really focus on, and it's a shame because it's, I don't know, maybe it's going to change now that I'm up in B class for both road and oval, but I definitely noticed it in C class and D class. A lot of people just thinking that because they're in the top 5 or whatever that they always have the right of way, but that's not the case. Again, if you've raced on a real track, you'll understand that. But that for this 5 car gave me a bit of a hard time, but again, I guess I just didn't get the exits off the corners that I wanted. But for the most part, yeah, it was just I got really lucky there at the start, and you know, just was trying to stay smooth at this point. You know, the lap traffic in front of me was thinning. I was about 2 tenths faster than anyone on the track at this point. That was worth a damn, and my only competition was taken out or a lap down. So I'm just trying to keep all 4 wheels on the road here, try not to dip too far below the apron and not get too close to the wall. I believe I brushed into it once, but again, this was a no incident or incident-free race. How I pulled that off, I'm not entirely sure, but very, very lucky. But at the same time, I raced with a level head, and I believe that a level head is better than a heavy foot almost 90% of the time. You know, you'll see guys that are run much, much faster, but they take much, much more risks, and they'll end up beefing it and finishing last or getting a bunch of incidents. And then those guys that are that are about 5th or 6th quickest, but will run that time every time and, you know, keep their head out of trouble, are the ones that will be getting in the top podium. Oh, that was indigestion. I noticed this guy in the Castrol livery too was having problems. I was trying to watch it around him, especially in these hopper style races where you don't really know who you're going up against. You have to try to learn as much as you can about every other driver as fast as you can. That's kind of why I like doing warm-up. A lot of people who are fast choose not to do warm-up because they don't think they need it or whatever. But it's nice to learn your competition You know, if you don't know who you're up against, especially because it's street stock and it's week 13, you know, if you unless you're racing over and over and over again with the same group of guys, which is unlikely because either you'll move up a split or move down a split. You do kind of want to learn as much as you can about the people you're racing against. So I knew that guy in the Castrol livery was a little bit weak. And like I said, this is the battle I came up against. I know I have an advantage here. Sorry about that. Just Shadow Play split this into 2 parts, so I had to fade it in. I know these guys are racing for position, so I don't really want to get involved, because as soon as I start sticking my nose in is when I'm just going to start, you know, making them race a little bit more aggressive. So I'm just going to sit back here and watch. I'm on the radio. I said I'm in the lead. I got a big lead. You guys just do what you need to do, and as soon as you guys thin out, then I'll make my moves. The rookie driver, I can't see his number through here, but the rookie driver ended up getting loose and spinning out, so I followed the A-class guy. Now I have nothing to worry about. We're on our last lap here, I believe, or coming up to our last lap. 5 laps to go, definitely near the end of this race for sure. But we're on our last lap here. I'm coming up to this this guy. He lets me go, you know, which is cool. But you know, coming up to one of our last laps, I'm just trying to stay focused. Again, it sounds silly when you're saying it after the fact, but I'm just, nerves are going. You don't want to mess up. I didn't think I was going to get him there. Again, I just want to take my time and make damn sure I don't get any incidents here. The last thing I want to do is get taken out in the last lap, and or the last few laps, rather. I'm still not sure if this is the last lap. It really sucks that I have to do this post. I can't believe I string this 12 minutes of commentary together either. But finally get by the 2 car. You know, coming in here, I see the 20. Again, I know that guy has run me off in practice. I have no ambitions of passing him, especially this close to the finish, unless he makes a big mistake. This is probably the 2nd or 3rd time I've come to lap him as well, so I know either he's not fast or he keeps getting into crashes or incidents. So I'm just going to stay back here and bide my time. Not really in a hurry at all. Right here I put the brakes on, so just I have no ambition of passing him. And coming to the checkered flag, and that is my first win in a very, very, very long time, and especially the first one I had to work for. I think I posted one where I won in Thompson, where basically I started like 3rd or 4th, and everyone just kind of bent over and moved out of my way. But thank you guys for watching. I do love playing iRacing. I stream it quite a bit, and when I'm not streaming, I do play it quite often. You know, if you guys want to see more videos like this, please leave a like, let me know. If you want me to do live videos, please leave a like, let me know. I don't really know how to do it with Shadow Play yet, because I can't do it on the monitor I want to do it on. But yeah, this was a really lucky, successful, and smart race for me, and it ended up paying off, thankfully, here as we do a little bit of celebration skid, burn skids. And thank you guys very much for watching. And yeah, I'll see you next time.